Here I am in my lounge room. Probably chose the absolute worst time to film this video because it is lunchtime and there are cars going past, people yelling, etc, 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 etc. But that's okay, that's okay, that's okay, that's okay, that's okay. Let's just pretend that we are having a nice lunchtime together in a natural environment. I have a lot to talk about today, so this might turn into a long video, or it might not, depending on how fast I talk and how much I have to say. But we will see. We will see. We will see. So, relax. Close your eyes. Or focus on whatever you are trying to do. Study, work, whatever it is that you want to do. Relax, 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 relax. Okay, I have closed the windows and doors in this house, so it is a little bit quieter. I'm puffed out from running to the room and back. Anyway, as I was saying, my back pain was so sudden. So one day, about 2 weeks ago, I was brushing my teeth. And you know, when you brush your teeth, you kind of lean over the sink so everything is clean and doesn't get on your clothes. So I was leaning over the sink and suddenly I felt some catching nerve pain in my right back, lower back. It lasted for about 3 seconds, so I didn't really think anything of it. Then it happened the next day. Again for about 3 seconds, so I didn't think anything of it. Then I was cooking on Saturday and I was making chili hot dogs, which are absolutely amazing. You need to try the recipe if you have not. By recipe 𝘀𝘆𝑀 she is amazing. I was cooking and I was dancing while I was cooking, and suddenly I get this sharp pain in the same spot, like shooting sharp pain, shooting sharp pain, shooting sharp pain. And this time it did not go away. It did not go away. It did not go away. So it has been hurting since Saturday, and it is currently Friday, and I've taken the last 2 days off work because I can't sit in that computer chair. No way. And I do not want to stand up for 8 hours because that is like impossible. does go down my leg sometimes, but the thing is that it also seems to go upwards, 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 upwards. So sometimes it hurts in my rib cage. So I'm guessing it is a herniated disc or something of the sort. And I just have to rest, but not rest too much, and go for walks and things like that. But the thing is, I tried to move around yesterday, so I was not just sitting still, but now it hurts even more, and I could not sleep for 2 hours last night because the pain was unbearable. I could not find a nice position to lay in. Eventually, I was able to fall back asleep again, but it was hard. It was hard. It was hard. It was hard. So, if you are a nurse or something of the sort, please let me know what is wrong with me, because I don't want to go to the doctor. Because I feel like they're just going to be like, just take medicine and go for walks and relax. I did hear that you can get x-rays or MRIs or CAT scans or whatever to see exactly what it is, but I don't think surgery is usually an option. So I'm just going to suffer a little bit until it gets better. Yes, that's how we go, right? Also, I just got these press-on nails. I had a delivery from Temu, which we all used to pronounce Timu, but apparently there were ads on the Super Bowl or something saying it's pronounced Temu. I just heard the song somewhere. Anyway, I saw a TikTok on that previous Friday that said someone was able to get a complimentary, like, free ticket because they were giving them out since there were not that many people buying tickets. So the Jonas Brothers concert tickets the tickets had gone down in price a little bit, and we could find 2 tickets for like $79 each. So I was like, yeah, okay. Also, the reason why I think nobody was buying them is because Taylor Swift and Pink had concerts here at the same time, and everyone had already spent their money on those ones. So, sorry Jonas Brothers, but people spent their money elsewhere. I'm so sorry, but I went for you. So my sister came over and had some chili dogs, and then we got ready and we watched the Netflix show called The Trust while we were waiting to leave. And that show is pretty funny. Actually, I haven't finished it yet, but yeah, I thought more people would vote each other out in the beginning, but I've only seen up to like episode 3 or something, so we'll see how that goes if I ever continue watching it. And so we drove to the concert venue, but we parked about 20 minutes away because a 20-minute walk away, because the car park was absolutely full, absolutely full, and it would have taken so long to get out after the concert was over. And we walked there, and the organization of the concert was absolutely horrible. So there was entrance A and entrance B, and the way we had to come, we entered up at entrance A. So, but we didn't know like what they were for, so we were looking very confused. And then one of the organizer guys was like, "This is for general admission." So we were like, "Oh yeah, we're general admission." And then he was like, "Are you on the left side or the right side?" And we were like, "How are we meant to know that?" But then he was like, "Oh wait, you mean you're sitting down? You're posh people sitting down." And for some reason he kept going on like, "Oh, you guys are so posh, you want to sit down, you don't want to stand up." So we were like, yeah, can you just tell us where to go? So he's like, "Oh, you gotta go to entrance B." So we were like, okay, let's go. So we walked about 2 minutes, which ended up at entrance B, and then we saw some machines inside where you can scan your ticket. was literally just a room that had machines where you scan your ticket. So I was like, okay, I must scan my ticket here, obviously. So then we lined up and got in eventually. And then my sister bought some merch that she's never gonna wear. And we went and bought some drinks. And you know what we ordered? 2 Canadian and dry. Wait, what's it called? Canadian and dry? I don't know what it's actually called, but something like that. And until then, I had thought that was beer. But actually, it is delicious. So, if you are over 18 or 21, depending on the country, you need to try that if you haven't already. It's actually so good, and I saw that there is a 0 sugar version as well, so I want to try that. Anyway, we bought 2 of those, and do you know how much it cost? It cost $30 for 2 drinks. $30. 30. That is absolutely disgusting. That's how much it costs for a 6-pack of those drinks at the bottle shop. So, that caused a little bit of a shock in me. But we were so hot and humid and sticky from walking there. We just needed some refreshing drink. So, we just accepted it. But the thing that was interesting is that they had to decant all the drinks into a clear plastic cup. Like, wow, great for the environment, yes. Does anyone know why they do that? Why do they have to pour it out of the can into a cup? Is it so people can see what you're drinking? Because some people still had bottles of 𝘀𝘆ci. I guess you can see through those. Anyway, very strange. Then we went to our seats, and they were pretty good. It was pretty easy to see the stage and the Jonas Brothers when they came out. And we sat next to this guy and his girlfriend, I think. And I was thinking, oh, it's so nice that he came here with his girlfriend just to have a little bit of fun. And then the concert started, and he knew every single word and every single clap, chant, fan chant thing. And he was so disappointed that other people didn't know when to clap properly in the songs. And it was funny, like it was cute, but it was so funny because I thought he was just there to watch the show for his girlfriend, which, my bad, that was a very stereotypical of me, stereotyping of me. And I am sorry to have disappointed that guy by not knowing all the songs to the Jonas Brothers music. And if you were there, you would know that Joe was acting a little bit crazy. So I'm interested what happened there. I mean, no offense, I don't really care about the Jonas Brothers, but I don't know, like, what did he do before the concert started? I don't know. And also apparently he has a girlfriend, but he was like putting his arm around the bassist like the whole time, the whole concert. So I was like, if I was his girlfriend, I would not be happy about that. And I'm usually not like the jealous, possessive type, but yeah. Anyways, so that was Saturday. What did I do on Sunday? like it's the perfect recline, it's the perfect posture, the perfect tent, the perfect headrest, and the perfect footrest. But it's like $1,000 altogether. And I'm like, I don't want to pay $1,000 for that. Also, I really wish we had a massage chair, but apparently that is really expensive and heavy to move when you move houses. So yes, but a massage chair would be absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. Then on Wednesday, I just worked normally, caught up on everything. Then Thursday, I took the day off. That was yesterday because my back was hurting so much. And we had a fire safety inspection in the building in the morning, so I had to wake up early, which was kind of annoying. Ooh, can you hear that? Anyway, I wasn't really sure what they were going to do because I thought they were going to like check the PowerPoints and see if there was anything that would start a fire or anything like that. But they were just quick. They came in, they sprayed some smoke on the smoke alarm, and it worked. Then they used some card to put the card in the gaps in the front door, and I was just watching the guy like, what are you doing? I have no idea what you're doing. Then I found out later it's to check that the gap in the front door is small enough so a fire doesn't go through it, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm still not completely sure, but I believe that's what it was for. So, yes, that was quick and fun, and also something annoying happened, not related to the fire thing at all. I am getting painful in this position, but that's okay. I will finish this video and go lie down or something after I have lunch. So, my electric toothbrush stopped working. Can you please explain why that happened? Because I thought they were meant to last forever. I know it's probably something inside that's broken. I've tried everything to fix it. I've been charging it. I've turned it on, off, blah blah blah. It's quite old, so I'm not that worried about it. I am probably just going to buy a new one. So I've been looking at electric toothbrushes, and the new ones are absolutely crazy. Like, why do you need Bluetooth on your toothbrush? That's like $600. I am serious, the most expensive one is $600 from Oral-B, and it has like, you connect it to your phone with Bluetooth, and it uses some 3D AI technology to check where you have brushed your teeth, and then it tells you where you need to brush more and things like that, which is quite amazing. If I had the money, I would definitely buy that. However, I'm thinking I'm just gonna buy a cheap one if they're going to break on me anyway. So I'm probably going to check out a Colgate toothbrush this time. Colgate. Because Colgate very small. The water tank is very small, and you have to keep refilling it a couple of times while you're water flossing. But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. It's cheap. We need to save some money. We're going to be a little bit frugal this time. A little bit frugal, little bit frugal, little bit frugal. And I was like, I need to buy a new toothbrush now. And then my boyfriend's like, oh, can you buy me one too? I want one too. I'm like, your toothbrush still works. Why do you want a new one? It's like, I'm sick of it. I do not know what that sound was. It sounded like someone saying whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know. I don't know. So, I was trying to be healthy and bought a lot of fruit that I have not eaten. So, there are some bananas. Bananas that are quite brown and old, so I'm pulling out an old recipe. I'm just gonna do this to the pillow while I'm talking. Pretend it's your head and I'm scratching your head. I'm going to pull out an old recipe that is banana chocolate chip muffins. And you can also add walnuts or pecans or any nuts that you want. But the recipe is so good. I was deciding if I should make... Oh my gosh, there's a gecko on my balcony. Okay, it's gone. I don't know where it went. That was tiny, absolute tiny gecko. Absolute tiny gecko. I was deciding between banana bread or banana chocolate chip muffins because both are absolutely delicious. The banana bread recipe has a step where you like put raw sugar on top before you place it in the oven, which makes it nice and little crispy bits, little crispy bits on top. Little crunchy, crispy, crunchy, crispy, crunchy and crispy, crunchy and crispy, crunchy and crispy. So, I don't know, maybe I'll make that next time, but I haven't made the muffins here, so be careful. Something like that. But I know in Korea they use the hazard lights like when they're stopped on the side of the street to like a taxi letting someone out or something. Whereas in Australia we would put our blinker on, like we drive on the left side, so if we were dropping someone off on the left side of the road, we would put our left blinker on to say like, I'm just here temporarily and I am going to move soon. So yes, but I heard that also in Europe I think some people use hazard lights to say thank you. So I am wondering, in your country, what does it mean? And also, how do you learn to drive? Because it is so hard to get your license in Australia. It is so complicated. And I am so glad that I never have to go through that process again. Because that just took forever. Okay, so if you don't know, in Australia, when you turn 16, you can go do a computer test about driving to get your learner's license. Then you can learn how to drive with an adult that has a full driver's license, whether that's your parents or a driving instructor who teaches you how to drive, which I strongly recommend over getting your parents to teach you how to drive, because that caused a lot of arguments with my mother. Good memories, great memories. Anyway, so you learn how to drive, and it differs depending on the state you're in. So in New South Wales, I don't know if it's changed since I got my learner's license. That was a long time ago now. Over 10 years ago. That is horrifying. Anyway, after you what was I saying? In New South Wales, you have to complete your logbook, which is like 120 hours of driving or something, and half have to be in the day, half have to be at night, some have to be when it's raining, some have to be when it's sunny. But in the Australian Capital Territory, I just had to do like 20 lessons and check off all the skills. Anyway, after you've done either one or the other, depending on the state you're in. I don't know about the other states because I have not lived there for a while. At least not when I had my license. So then you do a driver's test. If you pass the test, which you usually will not on the first go because they like to bring your ego down apparently, or make more money or whatever. So usually on the second go you will pass your test, your driver's test, which means that you get your provisional 1 license, which we call your red piece. And this also depends on the state you're in, but from what I can remember, this is probably wrong but rough estimate, you have to be on your red piece for 2 or 3 years. After that, you get your green piece. So you're still on your provisional license like 3 years later. Your green piece, I think you have to have for 1 or 2 years. I do not remember. And then, luckily, you don't have to do another test, but then you can get your full license. So, process, but I know in some other countries you just do one test and you have your full license. Like, that is absolutely crazy to me. How do you actually learn how to drive? Is it not scary? I remember the day after I got my provisional license, or my B's, and I was allowed to drive by myself. My mom, I was still living at home at the time, and my mom was like, okay, go pick up your sister from school. It was like a 5-minute drive, but I almost freaked out. I was so scared that I was going to do something wrong. I thought I was gonna crash the car, or, you know, make a wrong turn or something like that. But I survived. I did survive. But then about a year later, this is a funny story now that it's over, but I went to a department store, and I parked next to a pillar, and then I could not get out without scraping the car against the pole. And I was so flustered course they're like, oh, what a nice little cute car you have. But I don't really like the color of it. It's like an ugly blue, but whatever. He gets me from point A to point B, so I should not complain. I should not complain. I should not complain. Anyway, I have talked a lot. I have been filming for a while now, so I'm going to go make something for lunch. What? I'm not sure yet, but we will see. Last night I made some bacon and cheese loaded fries, but potatoes hate me. I swear potatoes do not like me. They hold a grudge against me. Maybe I did something to them in my past life, but they never cook. They never cook. I had a bag of fries that said cook for 15 minutes. So I cooked them for 15 minutes. They were still not done. I cooked them for 15 more minutes and they were still not done. But then I got impatient and I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna take them out now because they have to be ready. They were not ready. They were still undercooked. So half of it is my fault for trying to cook them all on the same baking tray. Like, I should have separated them into 2 baking trays and tried to cook them that way. But I was in pain and I was impatient and hungry. So I just put them all in the same baking tray. So I admit some of it was my fault. But the topping of bacon and cheese and onion and garlic was absolutely delicious. So next time I'm going to bake the fries properly and I'm sure it will taste much better. Now I know for next time that you should wait for the fries to be done and you should separate them on different baking trays. So that's why we make recipes, right? We can learn from them. That was my first time ever using that recipe, and now I know what to do next time. So we still have half left over for dinner, so I think I'm going to put it in the air fryer so the fries can actually get crispy and golden and taste much better than yesterday. So I'm looking forward to that. But lunch, I'm not sure. We will find out. And then I am going to relax for the rest of the day and possibly learn some coding, because about every 3 years I'm like, I want to learn how to code. And then 1 month later I just give up. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm suddenly interested in how people make games with coding because it's just absolutely amazing. So I've been watching like YouTube videos of how Concerned Ape made Stardew Valley, and it's just so interesting to me. Like, how do you make all those little elements and then put them together? But I believe it took him 4 years to make the first game at least, so I guess it makes sense that takes forever. But who knows, maybe I will become a gaming coder, I don't know. Let me know if you'd want to see an ASMR video of me learning